All right, so 10:41 Eastern Time as we now await the President of the United States as he's going to have a luncheon with a number of world leaders at about 12 o'clock. In the meantime, in about 19 minutes from now, those of you that, news is always good. We're looking forward to bringing as much conservative news to you. We also have a couple of great patriots that will be joining us at about 11 this morning. So we're going to be sharing a new video that they put out there, a music video. So we'll let you know who that guest is when it gets a little closer. So hopefully you'll stick with us as we get ready to listen to a great song and then also interview a couple of these people. All right, so 10:41 this morning. I'm Matthew Alvarez. Thanks so much for streaming with us here on Right Side. If you missed any of our coverage for the past 40 minutes, we have touched on a lot of topics, including what was discussed at the cabinet meeting yesterday. We'll be having 7:40 in regards to yesterday's cabinet meeting as well. So looking forward to you sticking around for a number of items, including, of course, the main reason why you're watching right now is most likely, of course, for President Trump and for Pete Hegseth, but also I think people are becoming more reliant on conservative media, conservative news, and Right Side Broadcasting Network. As you've seen Robert McNeely here at the desk, you've seen myself as we continue to cover what's going on out there in the world, including within, of course, a primary focus of Washington, D.C. That's why, of course, we just saw the Pentagon there, and then we'll be going to the White House in just a bit as we get ready to dive into a few of the topics from yesterday's cabinet meeting and a bit from now. So stick with us as we continue to I want to bring you the same common sense reporting that we have since 2015. The truth of the matter was, back in the day, those mainstream outlets, they don't want to show the crowds. They don't want to listen to the full speech. But Right Side Broadcasting Network, of course, has always done that and always will be on the right side of history. And thank God for Right Side Broadcasting Network. Thank God for conservative media as a whole, as we're on this side now. You know, the left wing and the mainstream media days, they're losing viewers because they're not telling it like it is, like we do here at Right Side, and like you hear from many great conservative voices on the right side of history out there. So thanks for streaming with us. We love you, America. That is not just to say that to attract more viewers. I mean, that's really what we're about. I'm an American citizen, so are you. We want the same things. We want that freedom to have faith in God and practice our faith. We want to be able to have freedom of speech, freedom of the press, the right to keep and bear arms. We want to have all that Constitution as the law of the land. We also, speaking of the law, anybody that has broken the law, we want to see justice be served, because we need our country to be saved going into the next term as well. Because if somehow the other guys get in, my oh my, oh man, hopefully that doesn't happen. But anyway, so 1044, when I say hopefully that doesn't happen, simply through voting and prayer and hard work for us to get the right people in office, including for those midterms in 2026. All right, let's go to some of our sponsors as we...
Hey you guys, welcome to Speak the Truth 2.0. Thanks for joining us. Pete Hegseth, he just I guess he's beginning to have a meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu. So that's going to be interesting. So we're going to probably go back to that. They're going to inform us what's going on in the meeting. I thought that they would have taken some questions from the media, but they didn't. So I'm expecting them to revisit, come back out, and speak to the media. But we are going to be broadcasting Trump's interview that he's going to be doing with the leaders of Africa from Rwanda and the Congo. And if some of you don't know, is that they've been in war for 30 freaking years. 30 years. There's been a war going on. 6 million people have lost their lives in the most horrendous ways you can imagine. And the world did not speak about it. Our mainstream media didn't talk about it. But those were Black Lives Lost. They just came to Washington and met with their representatives like a week ago, met with, they came and met with our president. And now they are putting together a ceasefire and bringing back the end to that war, prosperity to the countries, and moving forward. And they are giving all of the thanks and gratitudes towards President Trump, because Biden didn't do it, none of the other presidents did it. They said they had taken a president like President Trump, they are going to nominate for a Nobel Peace Prize, and he's deserving of it at this point, because he is trying to bring peace around the world. It seems like our president is really the leader of the world. Everyone is looking for our president to bring peace in hostile environments and countries that have been fighting forever. So it's amazing the direction that the United States is back into being the leaders of the free world. We're back to being the top dogs. We're back to people taking our lead.
Save the Lemmings. You're clearly following Elon Musk. How about you support his party he just made and waste your vote in every election? He wrote a paragraph saying stuff.
Well, like one thing that we do welcome, and we're glad that you tune in. Like, we want people to stay connected. And like, if you read our subscription, which we will be reading to you, if you can provide us with that, what our channel stands on. We're non-biased.
Huh?
You know, we voted Republican in this election. I voted Democratic all the other times. So we're like been in the middle. But now the direction of the Democratic Party is not where our values lie. They are not the same party. They're not America first. They put America last, and they're not supporting our agenda.
How are we gullible? How are we gullible when we're doing the opposite of what the Black community, black race does. That's like the opposite of being gullible. Are you delusional? Seriously, are you crazy? How in hell is he deserving a Nobel Peace Prize? You Trump supporters are beyond delusional. Get a grip. That's because Trump has been bringing peace to not just the country, to the whole world. And people have respect for
You
him.
can stand in front of the camera instead of sideways.
No, I was waiting for you.
No, I'm not, because I wanted you to do. No, I want you to stand in front. We're talking too much. No. Yeah, well, anyway, if you had looked at our description, it says that Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth meets with Prime Minister Netanyahu. And tune in live is America First leader Pete Hegseth, serving as Secretary of Defense under President Donald J. Trump, meets with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel. The high-stakes meeting underscores the strong alliance between the United States and Israel and the bold leadership needed in times of global uncertainty. Don't miss the powerful moment as two defenders of freedom discuss national security, Middle East stability, and the importance of America's strength on the world stage. Stay tuned for exclusive commentary, breaking updates, and real-time analysis from your trusted conservative voices. So that's what we offer at this channel. We thought that the interview was going to be a little bit longer, but we are going to come back on at 12 o'clock because I think that that's one of the most important things that are going on in the world. When people say that Trump is racist and all these other things that people say about this man, you have 6 million black people that have been going through a genocide between Rwanda and the Congos. He's bringing peace to those two nations, and he's like the mediator of it. And they want him to hold them accountable to keep their peace agreements. And I believe that it's going to be done because the respect is there. The respect is there. And Trump knows how to twist the knife or twist the arms. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, he knows what to say behind closed doors to get everybody lined up to doing what they should be doing for their countrymen. And the same thing he has to do with the United States. He knows what he needs to do to move us forward. Even though the birthing pains hurt at times, but he has to move us forward because at the end of the day, it's going to benefit not only our generation, but our children's generations, what we do now. So it's important to have a leader that has vision beyond his lifetime for his children's children to have the type of country that everyone wants to flock to, which is America. Everybody wants to come here, and it's for a reason. But we don't need to give up the values that everyone seeks, and we become more like the world. And that's what's been happening in our country. We're beginning to look like the third world countries and not the United States of America. And that's why we need America First president, a president to keep us on track, to remind us of our values, to keep us on point. We need this right now. We don't need people in office for the money and for votes. We need someone that they can't buy him. They can't dictate to him. They can't twist his arm. They can't make him do what they want him to do. He's his own man. He's his own man. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't take a salary. He could be on an island somewhere, his own island, enjoying the rest of his life. What he is doing for this country and the world is difficult because there's no other leader from Israel to Russia to China that's trying to have peace in the world. There's no other leader that has taken charge to mediate these wars and stopping wars. No one else has been doing what he has been doing. And if the Democrats had had their way, which was a big plan, to open up our borders, get a whole new voting bloc. That's why these people have been given everything, so that they would become Democrats and they would keep these people who don't care about this country in office. They don't care if the country is destroyed. They don't care how many citizens are hurt. They don't give a damn about America. They're anti-American. There is an agenda that's going on. And it's not about us. And it has nothing, the only thing it has to do with the illegals is that they have a new voting block is what they're pushing for. So that they can continue to offer us nothing, not even a leader. That says a lot. That says a lot that there isn't even a leader. There's no plan. There's no solution. They're not doing anything for the American people. That's alarming. And people are so gullible that they have you having so much hate for another party and president that's only in office for 4 years, that we get to vote every 4 years, that you can't see that they are gaslighting you because they're doing nothing for us. Nothing. Every freaking news conference, from Gavin Newsom to Karen Bass to everywhere around the country, all they talk about are illegal aliens. And that's their priority. Not our inflation, not our taxes, not homes, affordable homes, not affordable health care. Those are the things that they should be bringing to the table and offer something to make it better. But they offer nothing. Nothing. And that's what's been going on. We need our congressmen and congresswomen working together on our behalf, not against each other. Because at the end of the day, when they work against us, when they fight each other, it hurts us. We don't benefit from being angry. We don't benefit from being mad. We don't benefit from people that have broken the law, and we're supposed to follow the law as Americans, but you allow them to do what they want to do, and what happens? You wind up with destruction. You wind up with angry people because they don't respect this country. They don't respect the American dream. They want everything given to them because it already has happened. So they feel an entitlement. They're so entitled that they want to reclaim and declare, like California is Mexico. They fly the flags, but in Mexico, if you burn their flag, you get 6 months. You could be in prison for 6 months and fined. That's what happens if you burn the Mexican flag in Mexico. But look what they're doing here. It doesn't make any sense. And just like children, when they don't have to work for something, they don't respect you as a parent. They don't value what you do for them. You give them a car that they didn't have to work for, they're not going to keep it clean. They're not going to take care of it. They don't care what happens to it because they didn't go out there and earn the money themselves. And that's why it's important to have people earn your respect, have people to earn. And that's what happened to the newer immigrants that have illegally entered into this country. They were given housing. You know, they all came in homeless. Guess who paid for it? Guess who paid for them to come in homeless? They came in with the clothes on their backs. You know who paid for it? We did. We paid for it. You know who paid for their health care? You know how much health care is? We paying for that. You know who's paying for those luxury apartments and housing? We're paying for that. They're not living in the slum. A lot of them, they living in single homes. They living better than the average American going out there working. They're not barely making it. And they're not on farms. The ones on farms are the ones that already been here for the last 15, 20 years. Those are the ones that came in to respect. Those are the ones that we would like to become citizens. Those are the ones that should apply for citizenship because America wants immigrants. And when you talk about it, they act like America doesn't want immigrants. America wants you to be legalized. Come in the right way, because when you come in the right way, you learn about this country, you learn about our values. You learn to respect the country. So you ever see anybody get to become a citizen? They are so proud to be an American citizen. They're proud. These people are not proud that have come in the last 4 years. They are not the same immigrants have come in because they feel entitled at this point. They feel like this is something that we supposed to do for them over Americans. And the Democratic Party has prioritized what they want over their constituents, the voters who put them in office and who will take them out of office. So that grand scheme of things that they think they got the black vote on lockdown, they're like, forget black people. We don't have to give them a damn thing. We have these people. We're going to push forward with our plan, no matter if it's Kilmar, that allegedly is an MS-13 gang member, or if it's someone that killed Lincoln Riley. He's getting a new trial. He brutally murdered her. So they don't care who's the poster child. They're going to push it. And now they're calling wrong right and right wrong. So law enforcers are the bad guys and the criminals are the good guys. That's what they're doing now. That's what they're spending now. They're spending that. So we have to be mindful of the type of country we want to remain and keep for the future. Like, do we want America to lose its values? You know, do we want America to become more like a third world country? You know, what is it that we as Americans, what do we expect from our government, our president, our House of Representatives, and our Congress, our mayors, our governors, our judges? We are supposed to keep the law, and anyone that comes into this country are required to keep our laws as well. We don't do pick and choose laws.
Fast Mass, I'm the kid that your mom's obsessed with.
What?
He was saying something, trying to get smart.
You know, we have to be mindful of what we want. We didn't ask for open borders. When I voted for Biden and Kamala, I didn't know the agenda was to open up the borders. I didn't vote for that. I was not voting for that. I had no idea that that was the grand plan of things. I had no idea they were going to be flying people in, just trying to just have people come as many as possible within 4 years so they could override the voting system, so that they could make sure that they retain power. I had no idea that was the agenda, not us. Why do you think they were even flying people in? They didn't care if they were gang members, Trinidad and Tobago, MS-13, cartel, terrorists, Venezuelan, had boldly let out their prisons. This is a known fact. They let out, over 13,000, they say murderers, 15,000 convicted rape, all of this stuff. Why do you think? Fentanyl, 350,000 missing kids. All of that came in, 350,000. How many times do they talk about the 350,000 missing children? How many times do they talk about the 2 million gotaways? How many times do they talk about how this country is not the same because of what has happened to us within the last 4 years? Nobody talks about that they changed America. This is not the same country it was 4 years ago. We have people that are here that are anti-American, and people who want to bring their socialist behaviors and bring it to the soils of the United States of America. They're not trying to adapt our values and our morals. They're not all here looking for the things that people in the past have come to this country to obtain. And it shows by their actions. Our news shouldn't just be about illegal immigrants. It should be about what you're doing for us as Americans. I want to hear, what are they doing for us? We're Americans. I want to hear, what are you doing for us? I don't want to hear about illegal immigrants every day and the corruption that's going on and how the Democratic leadership is pushing the violence. They're pushing the anger. They're pushing people to just focus on what they think that's against what they believe in. They're pushing that for their agenda, votes. Their agenda is about votes. And they even have American citizens out there that don't understand that they're being used for votes. I was one of them, so I know what I'm talking about. Just being black explains enough. And when we divert, and as many of us, I'm going to be doing a lot more, so y'all stay tuned. And what's important that people know that after we even do our lives, we do reactions. And I believe that these discussions are more important. So I want people to come back, hit the notification bell so if you enjoy the content. And we're not doing this for you to agree. You're allowed to agree and disagree, but be civil about it. Be mindful about it. You're adults. Say your viewpoint, because everybody is never going to agree with everything you say. And you're not going to like everything you hear. You go outside to your neighborhood or go to your jobs, have a discussion with your coworkers, how you really feel behind the internet, the internet warriors that hide behind the keyboard. Go and talk to people in your communities. Go and talk to your bosses. Because they're going to have different viewpoints than yours. Everyone is not going to agree. And that's how it is. Your wife doesn't agree with everything you say. Your husband don't agree with everything you say. Your kids don't agree with you. So I don't know how people expect when they come on, say, the internet, on any social media platform, you can say your viewpoints, but people don't have to agree with what you believe in. And people can't force you to believe in what they believe in. And what I like about this is the communication that we can have and talk as a community with Democrats, Republicans, non-voters, independents, to have the conversation. What do we want as countrymen for our country? What are we looking for in leadership? What do we expect from our leadership? I don't want my leadership that don't have a plan, don't have a solution for anything, that's whining and complaining all the time, but can't give me any answers. I want a leadership that are getting things done. And mind you, I do not, and like everyone else, I don't agree with everything Trump is doing. I don't agree with federal workers losing their jobs. Those are career jobs. Those jobs are putting their kids through college, providing stable homes and lifestyles for those workers. It's hard to get a job of that level and maintain that standard of living. So just to strip people from that, it makes a dent into communities, because they're the ones that's spending money in communities. You got to have people spending money. So there's a lot of work we have to have our legislators to do. When we put people in office, we have to look at policy. Stop voting because you're sensitive and emotional. You got to stop being so emotional. You have to vote according to what's going to suit your family, what's best for you. That's how you should look at. You need to look at policy. We got to stop being so lazy that we're not listening to what people are actually saying to us. We don't do the research. For years, every time I voted, and this is generational voting for a black community, we all just vote down ballot Democrats and don't know nothing about them. And that's the honest to God truth. We just supposed to vote for Democrats. That's it. They have gotten to the point they don't even promise us anything, because we just downvote. Oh, Democrat, that's for us. That's not for us. That ship has sailed. They're no longer the party of the people. They're no longer the party that cares about their constituents. They're no longer the party with Christian values. It changed. It's not the same party of yesteryear. Once Obama had taken office, there was a big shift. Even when Clinton had taken office, he shipped all the jobs out to freaking China. And he's the one that did more damage, I think, than the 1994 crime bill that Biden was the author of, saying that black people were beyond rehabilitation, beyond the pale, super predators. He was telling judges, lock up black people, don't even let them out for misdemeanors. And that's what has happened. And you know what we did when he ran for president, including myself? Not knowing the history, I ran right to the polls. I campaigned, I canvassed, phone banking, I did speeches, rallies. I'm a professional rally organizer, advocate. I didn't even know that that was a person I should have been rallying against for what he did with mass incarceration of black men. You take the head of the household, you're going to suppress the people. And then they want to tell us we need government assistance. No, we don't. We need to work. Work. God gave us all the same brain. Our brain is not different colors. It's the same freaking color and the same ability. Get your education. Learn a skill. Become a doctor, electrician, a plumber, a scientist, an entrepreneur, a business owner, an athlete, a musician, whatever your gift that God has given you, study and become that. That's instead of getting caught up in crime and being over sentenced. We got to stop that ourselves, because the judiciary system, as far as black people, doesn't work for us. It worked more for the illegal immigrants than it has for us in 400 years of being in this country. So we got to change that narrative. Get housing. Go to work. Go to work. This is how you intermingle with people. You get to meet people. You get to socialize. You know, all that online stuff is not good if you're not socializing in person with people. So we need to work. The Democratic Party wants to keep us suppressed and think we need to rely on food stamps when you make more money at any job than getting freaking food stamps. You'll make more money at any job going to work. You'll have a better lifestyle. You know, when people do need help, when you lose a job and you need assistance, but that's different than making it a lifestyle. And that's what has happened to not just the black community, because there's more white people getting assistance than black people. But we don't need to make it a lifestyle. Get the help when you need the help. That's what it's for. But it's not supposed to be generation after generation staying, you know, in the system. We have to change our own narrative. And if our leaders, and we don't like their policies, then guess what? We need to vote them out of office. If AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Hakeem Jeffries, Schumer, all those Democratic leadership have nothing to offer us, vote their behinds out and put people in there that care about the American people. Just because you have a Democratic president, that doesn't mean all Republicans should work against him. And just because you have a Republican president, that doesn't mean your job is to work against him on everything, even the good stuff. We want them working together for us, not against us. There's enough angry people, it's easy to stir them up with bullcrap because they're mad about what's happening in their own lives. So they try to find people to hate on and disagree with. You know, that's easy to do. But find people that are going to be supportive of making things better for all of us. And I think Trump is doing a better job than the Democrats the last 12 years. The last 16 years, they've been in office for 12 years, and it's no better. No, had gotten worse. It had gotten worse. We're the bottom of the barrel with them in office, and that is the honest to God truth. And I helped get them there. Didn't know any better, but not for now on. That's not going to happen. Just like what's going on in New York, we have to fight against socialists. You have Madani, I think that's how you pronounce his name. You know how long he's been a citizen of this country? 7 years. You have an outsider coming from a socialist background that doesn't work in Europe or anywhere else, the UK, that they are destroying those countries with socialist beliefs. We're a capitalist country. We don't want that communist type behavior here. 7 years. And he thinks he knows better than all of America. If you want those values, Madani, you need to go back to where you came from. You don't need to be an American citizen. He got people that want free stuff. So all he had to do was say, I'm going to give y'all free busing. That's all he had to say. a rent freeze. Oh, the government is going to take over the markets. So store owners won't even control their stores? Are you kidding me? And he think that the rich, who are the employers, the billionaires are the employers. So when the billionaires leave, then who's going to be paying out the money for the people? Because they're going to leave New York. And then he says he don't want ICE there, so you'll have everyone that's a criminal in this country that has entered the country illegally. They will flock to New York, and they already are there, but even more so because he wants to say not to have law enforcement remove the criminals. Make it make sense. Then he said to fund the police and have social workers. In New York, remove the police. And so when somebody rapes someone, well, you want to send a social worker to apprehend them? It's crazy. But the people only hear free busing. They don't understand. Because he went after the young people who have never voted, the children who don't understand. Those are the ones that he got on that bandwagon. But the people who are older need to get their asses out and vote him out of office. Don't allow him to get into office. He's telling you he's a socialist. Look it up and look at the countries that have the same mindset. That's not American. It's not American. It's not American. When I thought the Democrats couldn't stoop any lower, here he comes out of nowhere. 7 years. American, 7 years. And look at this thing. 7 years. And he's saying now he supposed to like everybody. Gays. He's Muslim. They're not gays. He going to keep, now you got a whole Israeli population, I think second to Israel. But you're going to say that the Israel Prime Minister, if he comes to New York, you're going to have him arrested? It's crazy. This is America. Land of the free. So he has to be stopped. And hopefully before election time, there's enough people that will wake up and understand. Don't spam. Don't spam. You know what? You can do that all you want to because you're a weak little man and upset. But you know what? I'm black and I'm proud. I love who I am. I never wanted to be anything else. And the word that you're trying to use is exactly what you are. There's a definition, not a color for it. It's a definition for it. So you're trying to be disrespectful, but that shows that you're a cowardice, little weak, little balls man. Now, you don't like the truth. Then don't come on Speak the Truth 2.0. Go on, there's thousands of content creators that you can listen to, but you are not going to be disrespectful because I wouldn't disrespect you or your mother. So don't do it here. Don't do it here. You know, that doesn't, I don't even care about that. You have these weak men that they can't communicate without being insulting. Without, I got to get some more moderators in here, especially people that come all the time. I do need some more moderators because we don't have to, we can agree to disagree. This is what this is about. Yeah, I banned them because, these adults don't know how to have conversation. Yeah. People are not going to agree with you. They're not. But to be disrespectful does not win anyone over, nor an argument. It makes you look weak, small, and a fool. That's all it does. It makes you look cowardice. I don't agree with everything y'all say. And in the chat that's talking, everyone in the chat don't agree with you. That's a fact. Everybody's not agreeing with you. So be respectful. If you have some substance, say what you believe in. That's what this is for. Put some substance to what you're speaking about. That's what I want y'all to interact with each other. I can't read everything someone is saying. So what you can do is, if you want me to read it, super chat us. Support the channel. If you like the content, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we do lives, because we do them randomly. But even when the chat is over, we want people to come back that miss the conversation, because I think this is just as vital as some of the what the live stream is about. Like this was about Pete Hegseth meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu. But the conversations, I think, are more engaging, and we get to speak our mind. If you're for a certain party, then you could speak about your party. What's great about the Democratic Party? What's great about having a socialist running for the highest, running for office in one of the largest city in America, and he wants to make it, and he's a socialist, and this, he has said that he's a socialist. So that's a step above the regular Democratic Party, and on the Democratic Party, they don't even know whether to support this dude or not, because they know that's another level of crazy. That's a whole. We're trying to get used to the angry, violent, nasty people that's become the Democratic Party. Now y'all coming up. That's not moving in the right direction to win people like myself back over to voting for Democrats. Because I'm not aligned with any party. I'm aligned with values, morals, principles, policy. That's what I'm aligned with. Not to any man. The only person that I serve is God, period. So that's what we all need to do. Stop getting in our feelings and getting emotional and sensitive when people aren't talking what you want to hear. Nobody, everybody, you know who's not talking about, even the Democratic Party, what you want to hear? Almost 80 million people that voted for Trump that you don't hear from. Welcome to Special Friends. What is this, Elijah? Debbie? Oh, you're Special Friends? Oh, she's a member now. Thank you. You're the first one. Thank you. God bless you. You are the very first member, and I promise you, you are not going to regret it. We're new and we're growing, and there's a lot that we need to learn, but we are going to remain authentic. And I appreciate you just becoming a member. Woohoo! My very first member. We need to do something. I don't know what to do. I need some like confetti going off. God bless you. Oh, God bless you, Debbie. Thank you. I'm so happy. I am so happy. Thank you so much. God bless you. But the thing about this channel, the dialogue is important, you guys. It's important. We'll get more done working together than against one another. We got to stop being influenced by mainstream media, whether it's on the right, the left, or in between. We got to be focused on what's actually going on that's going to be a positive effect on our futures and our children's children. And do you know, for your children, that Trump has, in that big, beautiful bill, he has $1,000 to all the newborn kids in America. They're going to get $1,000 added to their future that their parents can add to. So by the time they're 18 or whatever, that they have a freaking trust fund. That's what he's doing. I mean, the news media don't talk about stuff. That's planning for the future. And that's why I support Trump. And not in everything. And everything we don't worry, everybody pounced on him about everything. So we don't have a problem with that. But I'm about equal rights. Pounce on the Democrats as well. Equal rights. Let them get some of it. Hell yeah, Queen. Thank God Harris lost. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. She had to lose. But anyway, you guys, thanks for joining us. I don't want to make this long. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, notification bell. We are going to be back on at 12 o'clock when Trump meets with the presidents of Rwanda and the Congos. This is 30 years in the making. Talking about Black Lives Matter. Trump is doing something that no other president has done. God bless America. God bless our president. It's 30 years. 6 million people have died in this war. Nobody talks about it. Nobody tried to stop this war. Complete genocide. Butchering genocide. It's been horrific. But President Trump, he's that guy. You got to give credit where credit's due. And even Israel is nominating him for the Nobel Peace Prize. Different nations, I think even India and Pakistan, they both had nuclear weapons. He stopped them from going at it and dropping bombs. And they're nominating him for the Nobel Peace Prize. So there's a lot of countries that's nominated, because I think Trump has, he has to do like maybe 4 or 5 wars. I don't know, but we're waiting on Ukraine and Russia. But Putin knows that he could take Russia, and that's what he wants to do. But he's going to have to come to the table. He's going to have to come to the table sooner or later. Elijah, you want to say something before we get off? Because we're going to be back on at 12 o'clock. So look for the notification. We do have it up. We're going to come on. And I know Trump is going to talk about a lot more than Pete Hegseth. So I'm quite sure they're going to follow with that meeting that he's having with the Prime Minister of Israel. So thank you guys. Thank you, Debbie. Debbie, thank you so much. Thank you. We want to interact with you and anybody else that wants to become a member of this channel. Y'all always can do gifts. That's a new thing that YouTube started. It's like 1 cent or whatever.
People in the comments are just making up stuff.
You know, so anyway, we thank you for your support, and you support us by sharing, subscribing. That all that helps because it goes out to the algorithm. And when we upload or when we publish, we're trying to find out, make sure that it reaches you guys, because YouTube is kind of strange. Like they send things out and then they don't. And we wanted to make sure that people can find us that enjoy the content. And we do, like a lot of content creators, they don't talk to the people on their streams and stuff. We do. We want to hear from you. I just don't want to be up on the camera. That's why I'm not really up there on that. So when y'all do highlight it, I can see it. But thanks, guys. We love you. We appreciate all your support. And we're coming back on at 12 o'clock. I think they're going to start on time. What do you think? Because I had it for 12:15, but I think they're going to start on time. So don't forget, Endor just got on. Endor, we're coming back on at 12 o'clock. Hey, how you doing, Endor? We're coming back on at 12 o'clock because Pete has said he was just on for like 5 minutes greeting the Prime Minister. So we just been chatting it up right now. So come back at 12 and we're going to start a new live with President Trump and the presidents from the Congo and Rwanda. He's going to participate in a meeting with them. So we're looking forward to that. God bless you guys. Come back at